gentleman has two businesses. One's located southwest corner of Harbor and Adam, and the other one's northeast corner of Magnolia and Atlanta. Mr. Jim Duncan.
Yes. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. As you know, I've changed AIM Mail Center to AIM Office, even though it's still AIM Mail Center is officially the franchise. And the reason for that is the model of my business has changed dramatically over the last, roughly 25, 30 years since it's been around. And with the shipping model drastically changing, the emphasis is on more of the other services we offer. Because basically, we're a one-stop shop for business services. That's always been the claim, even in the beginning, 21 years ago when I started in this group. Always been the claim. A business person, whether they're home-based, whether they're downsized from a corporation working out of their home, whether it's a small business, whether it's a multi-level, whatever you are, even though we cater to the general public, that small business that needs those business services are our core client. So we've always emphasized that, but the business model as far as shipping has changed dramatically. So on that note, even though packing and shipping is still our core, it's still what I like the best, we have a lot of other services, and document management is a big part of it. We'll take your file, digital file, even if I'm not off-site, we'll take that digital file from that file, that sent file to me, to a finished product. We can do black and white, color, it doesn't really matter. Total production machines that we have, half tones in black and white, all of that is part of the service. Even remote sending, remote then response to you without me being involved, which is sometimes really good. Okay, digital archiving. We've done a lot of things with the attorneys and CPAs as far as archiving their product. The challenge with that is when you go to an attorney and say, well, they come to me and go, I've got this storage locker full of files. I'd like it digitized. I'd like to get rid of the storage locker, no longer have all those files in there, have it all digitized. The problem is the quotes I've been giving them, because of so much data, is around $30,000 to do that storage locker because of what's involved. You take a file, a simple file, a pile of papers, you can feed it through a scanner. That's one way of doing it on the cheap end. The more difficult, which is more involved, is they have a bunch of checks and everything else stapled in a file that's all stapled there. You have to take each one apart, lay it on the glass, put it back together. So you can imagine the involvement of that when you have a whole storage locker. So that's why the situation gets pretty out. So they'll go, there's no way, I'd just as soon burn it down. But moving forward, they can then charge, because they're not billing for this. What they can do is they can then charge moving forward for someone's file, saying, I will charge you a digitizing fee for this whole process before they finish that transaction. Another thing is variable data printing. We can take files and personalize them. Small files, if you have something you want to send out to maybe 20 or 30, 40 different clients and you want that personalized file, that can be a variable data printed file that will show their information on that file without you having to attach something, without being part of it, or just having something on the cover. That can just all be totally personalized to them. Mail merging. EDDM. How many are familiar with EDDM now? It's probably the most innovative thing the post office has come up with in the last 20 years. EDDM is every door direct mail. And in the past, we've had the bulk mail situation, which means you have to do a lot of volume. You have to specify the areas. Each area has to be carrier route sorted. All of that has been more tortuous than you really need. This is something you could actually drop off at the counter. You could do maybe 200 pieces. You could do 1,000 pieces, a couple thousand pieces. But that is now so simple, and the process is so easy to work with, that you can make this inexpensive. You can target your location and say, I want 1,000 people around my address. I want 1,000 residents, 1,000 businesses just around my address. Target that as every door direct mail. It goes to all those addresses as an address, not as an individual. You can target that. It's very inexpensive. No longer do you have to worry about bulk numbers or anything like that, or the service charge involved with bulk numbers. We do a lot of things for individuals. Like for instance, we do a lot of work for Terry. If he needs 10 manuals done, 5 manuals done, he'll just call me up, send me the file, and I can get that to him pretty quickly. Right, Terry? No problem. It's something you can have the same day if he needs it. City Hall. I work a lot with the Chamber of Commerce. The City Hall called me and wanted all of their files digitized. Now they have all this Channel 3 stuff, all of the I think it's half-inch Beta, half-inch VHS, I'm not sure. Dennis will probably know. There's a lot of large DVDs, large tapes that need to be transferred. Now, when they showed me the room, because they're trying to have me give them an estimate, when they showed me the room, there's a room about 15 by 15 feet, and all of these files are on these cabinets. I said, well, that shouldn't be much of a problem. He goes, well, all those cabinets are in rollers. So I started rolling them away. There's rows and rows and rows of cabinets behind the ones I could just see. So this is going to be a couple-year process to digitize the stuff that they've got. This is just Huntington Beach. We have a lot of services. Some of the principal ones that you're used to are fax, mailbox rental. In Huntington Beach, I've got 400. In Costa Mesa, I have 300. These are 700 locations for people like yourselves that may be working out of your home to have an off-site address. You shouldn't have things going to your home for a lot of reasons. Anyone that's talking about identity theft will tell you that. Penny will definitely tell you that. You shouldn't have things going to your home. Off-site address, especially for home base. With 700 locations at our 2 stores, it gives you a lot of opportunity. And we pretty much filled up, but we add to that. Notary, we have 4 notaries available to you. We also travel. We're one of the only notaries that go to the prisons. Most of them will shy away from that. It's actually kind of fun. Passport. We've done passport photos for a long time, but in the last 5 years we've done expedited passports. Now you have 3 ways to get a passport. You get the normal way, you just mail it in, get it whenever it comes, which is, depending on the time of the year, from anywhere from about a month to maybe 3 months. Or you can expedite it through the post office, which speeds that up by maybe half. But the problem with that is if you have any problem, especially for children or the transitional zone, like 16 or 17-year-old kid, the problem with that is if there's any problem at all with it, they'll mail you a letter saying your expedited passport is not going to be processed in enough time. So you're ready to go on your trip and the stuff's supposed to come and it doesn't come and they go, sorry. Now we expedite them also anywhere. We're the ones that do it under, say, 3 or 4 weeks. The fastest I've done it is a couple days, up to maybe 2 or 3 weeks maximum. But I can't guarantee it, but I've never had one take longer than I say, usually faster. We just did Mike's boss, Daryl. He's going to the Bahamas this weekend. He called me yesterday afternoon, late yesterday afternoon, after all the shipments had gone out. He goes, my passport's not good. I'm leaving this weekend for the Bahamas. So he came last night after hours and processed his stuff, and he'll have his passport on Saturday morning. So we can get it for him. It's not going to be cheap, but we can even do that if he needs it done. Pardon me?
And can you give us a range of that number?
A range of what number?
The price. Passport expedited.
Between not bad and expensive. We can talk about that. We do a lot of things, but the most important thing is the challenge that keeps me doing this after 21 years. If I had started making sandwiches, then I would stop doing this a long time ago. But the fact that I can challenge myself and meet your needs quickly, this is really important to me. We had, I think I mentioned the cactus globe, shipping the cactus globe. Okay, that was last week. The globe had to be sent and stay in its proper orientation. It made it fine, perfectly like it was. What I did is I built these cones. Cones are about this high. The globe's only about this big. Cones are about this high, but it's a total cone, a round cone, not a squared off cone on the edge like a pyramid. By having it a round cone and have it weighted in the bottom and the middle really well, it wouldn't tip. And if it did tip, they would write it back up again because they didn't want it laying down there and rolling around the conveyor belt. So they wanted to make sure, because I had a wide base on it, they wanted to make sure it stayed like that. All the way through the system, because I put a telltale in there, all the way through the system, it stayed flat, never tipped over. It showed that the ramps were about 30 degrees max, so it went down those ramps fine, but it still stayed fine, so it made it. The day before yesterday, we got a $16,000 bicycle that needs to be shipped, but he has this special bag for it. But the challenge when I saw the bag is it's all padded inside the bag for this bike, carbon fiber bike, and there's actually blow-up bladders inside. But the problem is then you take off the wheels and they put them on the outside of the bladder right against the side of the inside of the bag. So, the wheels themselves can be $1,000 for the couple wheels he had. So what I did is I built a donut between the wheel and the side of the bag a foam donut so that thing would be protected, because he's already had wheel breaking ones. And then I built a box around that. So he's real happy and actually can be insured for full value. A lot of things. I talked to all the, real quick, I talked to all the leasing agents down in Balboa in Newport, all those ones that have all the homes there, and we ship things back for the people that come to California, come to Balboa, come to Newport, and then need to go back with all the crap that they've got. So that's been pretty good. Sorry, no questions, I guess. If you have any questions, talk to me at the break, but thank you very much.